welcome back to another relaxing ASMR drawing video with me, the Doodler. Today I'm in the mood for making up an improv bedtime story, which I've done before. So let's just get right into the story and just make it up as we go. So once upon a time, there was a little onion that was walking in the garden. So let's draw a nice little cute little onion, just like this. And it's got the lines of a usual onion, like this. And it's got its little top here, like that. There we go. We have our little onion walking in the garden, and it goes past Mrs. Cucumber, and she says, "Oh, get away, get away. Little onion, get away. No one likes you because you make people cry. And I wish you would not be next to me." And so little onion gets a little sad and says, "I can't help that I make people cry. I'm sorry that I do, but it's not like I'm trying." And she says, "No, no, get away, get away. Little onion, get away." So the little onion goes on his very merry way and tries his best to not think about what Mrs. Cucumber said to him, and just keeps walking on his merry little way in the garden. And then he comes across Mrs. Tomato, and she says, "Oh, no, 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 get away, get away. You need to get away. You make people cry, and I don't wish to cry today." And so the onion says, "I'm really not trying to make anyone cry. I am just an onion, and I don't know why. I really don't want to make people cry." And Mrs. Tomato says, "No, no. Get away, get away. Little onion, get away. I don't wish to cry today. I don't wish to cry at all." And so the little onion, starting to feel a little bad, keeps walking in his own merry little way. So the little onion is all by himself. No one to talk to in the garden. Everyone tells him to go away because all he does is make people cry. But then he comes to a little corner of the garden where no one can see him, and he starts to cry himself. "Oh, little onion, you are supposed to make others cry, and now you are crying because no one wants to talk to you. But I'm here, and I want to be your friend, and they call me Mr. Jalapeno. People think I'm a little too spicy, and they don't like talking to me sometimes. But I can't help the way I'm born. So let's be friends." And the little onion looks over at the jalapeno and says, "What do you mean? How can you just get by through life when people are so mean and they don't want to talk to you?" And the jalapeno says, "You just can't worry about it, because I can't help the way I was born. I can't help that I'm spicy and people are kind of scared of me sometimes. Just like you can't help that you make people cry. You don't mean to. It just kind of happens. But we know that we're good people and that we're special in our own very way. So you kind of stayed nice and strong." So the little onion walks along with Mr. Jalapeno. And he's walking Mr. Onion, the little onion, I suppose, all across the garden. And they're walking together. And they get to a darker side of the garden. And they meet a little Brussels sprout. Cute little Brussels sprout. And he's walking with his little friends. And they're all happy. But then Mr. Onion says, "Oh, Mr. Jalapeno, isn't that a Brussels sprout? I hear they don't smell very good." And Mr. Jalapeno says, Now, what did we talk about before? He cannot help the way he's born. And so we must be respectful and nice to people that can't help the way they are. And the onion said, "You're right. Because when I'm feeling sad that people don't like me, I wouldn't want someone else to feel that way too." And Mr. Jalapeno says, "Exactly. Exactly. You've got it figured out." So they keep on walking in the garden, and the two of them keep walking in the garden together and come across Mrs. Asparagus. And she's very tall, has a beautiful, beautiful head of hair. There we go, just like that. And she looks over at the boys and says, "Why, hello there. What brings you to this part of the garden?" And Mr. Jalapeno says, "Well, Mr. Onion wasn't feeling very welcomed with the other vegetables, so I thought I would bring him over to our side. Some people don't like us very much, and I thought it would be nice to make him feel included among the not so popular vegetables." And Mrs. Asparagus says, "Oh, little onion, don't listen to Mr. Jalapeno. You are very popular, as are many of the vegetables in this garden, including myself. I'm an asparagus, and people love eating me all the time. And Mr. Jalapeno makes amazing salsa with you, Mr. Onion, and Mrs. Tomato, actually. Sometimes when we're not together, we can be a little overpowering. But when we all work together and decide to play a part in a dish, it's really quite fantastic. So don't feel bad, Mr. Onion. You're very much special, and people will learn to appreciate you in time. And here came Mrs. Tomato again. And she said, "Little Onion, I know you make people cry, but it wasn't my intention to make you cry. I told you to get away because I didn't feel like crying today. And that made you cry instead. So I'm really sorry about that." And the little onion looks down at Mrs. Tomato and says, "Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for apologizing." And she goes, "Oh no, did I make you cry again?" And the little onion says, "No, I'm just happy now." And Mr. Jalapeno looks very proud of Mr. Onion. And Mrs. Asparagus is just very happy. And then the gardener came and took them and chopped them all up and made them into a delicious salsa with a little spice in it, a little kick from the jalapeno, but great sweetness from the tomato and the onions, giving it a very fragrant aroma. And everyone loved the gardener's salsa. And everyone was happy together in that bowl. And, laid down some chips next to it. And that concludes our little story that we decided to make up right on the spot. And who knew we would be in a world of vegetables. But we were still able to find a nice little lesson there about hopefully not judging people by their looks or judging people by what they cannot control. Just as an onion doesn't mean to make you cry, it just is that way. Just like the jalapeno doesn't mean to burn your mouth, it just is that way. And people still love them very much, even though they might have some differences. So hopefully you can apply this little lesson to your everyday. The story of the little onion in the garden and how he made delicious salsa with all his friends. Kind of a different little story, but I hope you enjoyed it, found it nice and relaxing. And I'll catch you in the next one.